Hello, my beautiful sunbeams of love and light. How the devil are you? It is me, Nicky Alan. Yes, it's me. Actually, it'd be a bit of a surprise if it wasn't someone else. Welcome to Grab Your Pews for News and Views. Loads of you are loving this. So this is going to be part of a new structure of my channel. Just a few changes are going to be happening. Been having a chat with my lovely friend Alex Ferrari from Next Level Soul. What a legend he is. If you haven't been over to that channel, zoom over there because you will see the most magnificent speakers on there covering all sorts of esoteric stuff, celestial stuff, predictions, and goodness knows what's happening there. So he's a wonderful person to watch. And he was kind of telling me, you know, you need to kind of look at what people are interested in and stick with it. You just need to streamline it. So this is what I'm going to be going forward with. Let me know what you think. I never ever expected to get back on the map, if you like, right? The angel realms and the spirit world and the universe have led me on a path to what I thought was just me getting out there, writing a couple of books, but everything's going boom. And so the first thing I'm going to be doing is I have to start making the videos go out just a bit further between spaces. Now, the reason being is if you see, like, for instance, Alex Ferrari, Jeff Mari, you know, all these lovely greats out there, they literally just do podcast shows, right? I've got my angel cards happening. In fact, I might as well do this now and then jump onto the channel. I've actually got notes because I digress like a digress thing from Planet Digress, and it does my head in. It does my head in, right? So I'm like, keep to the bloody narrative, and I've ballsed it up already, right? So first of all, I've obviously got let's start with the angel cards with my beautiful Christina. I am signed up with the most wonderful card publishing house in Italy that are in cahoots with the biggest distributors in the world of angel cards. Just plopped in there. Thank you very much, universe. So I'm working with my wonderful illustrator, Eric. Earthwalkers, I'm going to talk about it in a minute. I'm just going to say Earthwalkers, my new book, right? Earthwalkers, my new book. Sorry, I'm not good with speech and vocabulary at the moment with I'm supposed to have ME, whatever. So please bear with me, okay? So I've got that going on. I've obviously got my podcast videos to do as well, and my podcast interviews with other people. Obviously dealing with posts, which needs to be refined a bit more. I don't know how I'm going to do that. And the wonderful thing is my book, Rise and Fall, has also now has been signed into foreign rights, the first being Italian. So, of course, because of the publishing house being in Italy. So the Rise and Fall is going to be going out very soon, very, very soon, in Italian. And the next language I want to look at is Spain. I need to speak to Christina, my publisher, and see if she can manage that, or we need to find a Spanish publishing house. So that's really exciting. I think she'll be doing that anyway, to be fair. And so now it'll be going all out around the world in every single different language. So what we got next? Yes, so let's go back to the channel. So the channel, at the moment, I'm finding it really difficult because I'm not going to lie, my favourite thing is connecting with you guys and the VIP tribe, right? And I love doing these videos, but something's got to give because I have to get my next book out, Earthwalkers, right? And I haven't been able to touch it. So for the time being, until, you know, there's a couple of things done, I'm going to clear the way by just putting these just a bit further afield. That extra day adds like 4 or 5 days. So they're going to go out every 4 days, okay? Just to give a bit more space for me to have some more time to do all the other stuff that I have to do, okay? So and I'm also going to streamline, and you let me know, all right, in the comments below if this is good for you. I'm going to be doing Grab Your Pews for News and Views. I'm going to be doing Channeling Heaven when I know and feel it's the right time. Or sometimes they just jump on me, as you know, with the Uriel video. Yes, I'll be doing a Channeling Heaven, and I never know who's going to come through on that one. Recently, it was Juliana's. Who knows? So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing the tarot cards because you love those, don't you? So that'll be the 1, 2, 3 and your zodiac sign when it's your birthday, and obviously my podcast. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 subjects, and then anything of interest, like, you know, when I've been around the church and thought, God, you might really like this, they're going to be popped in, but mainly it's going to be those 5 subjects. Okay, I also will be putting on here to help Darren the 5th dimension giftware videos. I'm introducing you to and doing tutorials on crystals and divinatory tools and spiritual giftware and how it helps you. Okay, so one, I want to get that across, because most of the time you email me or you email Lorraine and you say, oh, what's good for this, what's good for that, and then I just say, well, I don't know, go and have a look online. I don't know any reputable, you know, crystal places that I can say, yep, but we can with this, because he's sourcing them and I'm saying, yeah, that's good quality. Okay, so that will be going on as well, just to let you know, and that will all be on a playlist of 5th dimension giftware, so that's happening as well. All right, now with the Pew's news and views, this is important. So anyway, a couple of days ago I got do you know when you don't know if it's a dream or you're just waking up and you don't know if it's a dream or it's a download or whatever's going on, and I heard yin yang weather, and I knew from the energy it was Ariel, Archangel Ariel. Right now, she, for people that don't know, where have you been, because I talk about her all the bleeding time, Archangel Ariel was the archangel of the planet, the plant kingdom, weather, disasters, the plants, trees, everything that creates growth in this earth, she's kind of oversees, right? Anything that takes place during the earth. So I'm like, what do you mean yin and yang? I remember saying it aloud, what do you mean yin and yang? And so she said, there will be ice where it's supposed to be warm. There will be warmth or fire where there is ice. There shall be water where there is heat, or water where there is dry, sorry. And there shall be dry where there is water. And I'm like, okay, I don't really get what you mean. So then I just saw huge floods. I'm talking catastrophic floods, but they weren't in a country that was used to it, right? So I'm thinking, and then I started seeing sand piling down like a huge, I'm thinking, oh my God, is it another tsunami? And I'm thinking, no, she doesn't make me feel it's that. Long story short, yesterday, so I'm thinking, oh, I need to add that and talk about the yin and yang. Yesterday, someone was talking about, is it Dubai, I think it is, or somewhere like that, and she's going, oh yeah, have you seen the floods? Oh, there were videos of planes or something going through the water. I'm like, oh my God. So if I say something now on the news, you know, the podcast or the downloads, they are scheduled to go out a bit later. That bit of hair is really annoying me. It's bouncing up. They're scheduled to go out a bit later, so something may have happened in between it going out. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, bloody hell. Because of then I saw a volcano again, and it was old, so I thought it's Mount Etna. It's Thursday today. Is it the 18th? I don't know. So that's that. So what I'm trying to say is that I then kind of delved in deeper with Ariel and said, well, what are you talking about with the weather? So she showed me soldiers and chemicals and planes, and then she showed me her not kickback, but the natural kickback of Mother Gaia. So I'm like, right, what do you mean by the soldier? So there's not only the warfare that's going on at the moment, which I did tell you a couple of months ago, there are going to be all the normal places heightening their game. So places like Iraq, Iran, places that, you know, with Russia, all of the places we already know that are established in kind of levels of warfare, it's going to heighten. And I did say this a few months ago. So this is all part of the general scheme of things. Okay, so don't panic. But, you know, you are going to get the propaganda of, oh, it's going to come to our door soon, it's World War III, someone's going to push the button. No, they're just trying to put us into fear. Listen, you can't run a flock of sheep by saying, excuse me, would you mind trotting along and being held in this pen, please? Right? You have to get a sheepdog to herd them in, right? And kind of get them to go wah, wah, and start getting all fearful, a bit heightened, to get them in the pen, don't you, right? So then once someone panics and then someone else panics, then the rest will follow. This is exactly what they're trying to do. On the scale of that, what we don't know about, which I've known about for bloody ever, and most of you will if you're awake, are the chemtrails and the fact that they are experimenting with our weather. So when Ariel was showing me the natural rebuff of Earth's abuse, if you like, of its tenants, they're the kickbacks, okay? So things like the earthquakes, the volcanoes, the tsunamis, the floods, they're kickbacks of global warming, kickbacks of what we're doing to the planet, right? Which we need to wake up about. So basically, she then said, however, on top of that, you've also got the weather warfare or the element warfare, right? Which is countries attacking other countries with weather. Let me know if you know about this. I knew about the chemtrails, right? Because my brother, Richard Morley Medium, look him up as well if you want to read him. I just put another plug in for him as well. Hang on a minute. So dry in this place. So I'm like, hang on, what in the Archangel Michael's going on? So we're now talking about people or countries weather chemming other countries, perhaps to disable their crops, disable their oil, I don't know, but disabling stuff that is reliant on the land so that they can take power elsewhere, or threaten them, if we don't do this agreement, we're going to send this to you. So there's this element, I'm like, what next? Oh my God, what next? So there is a mixture of weather warfare and a mixture of planetary abuse, which Ariel states that she is working very hard on with, I would assume, the assistance of the Seraphim, even though they normally do mass trauma. I think they're all trying to rally up, to be honest with you, because I'm going to tell you now, I was watching a medium, very well-known one, and one of the questions asked was, what message have you got for humanity? You know, what do you see happening in the world in the next year or so? And he didn't have a clue. Didn't have a clue about reincarnation, didn't have a clue about humanity, about everything beyond the spirit world, right? And this is not a criticism. This is what was predicted to me 9 years ago and is in my book, Earthwalkers, right? So what I mean by this is I never thought this would happen. Never thought this would happen ever, right? But there are now two types of mediums. I'm not talking about psychics. This is two types of channelers, two types of mediums, right? Now, there's the ones that I used to be, which is, I totally get what my dad was talking about now. If you've read my book, Me, Myself and I, you all know that he come and sat and visited me in the flesh, obviously not flesh, but you know what I mean, totally solidly, in Turkey, and said to me that I'd work beyond anything I could ever imagine, and I'm going to be so deep and profound. I'm like, I don't think so. I just do dead people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I totally get what he means now, because I spent 35 years doing readings, and my passion was to, was it 32? Am I giving too many years here? Well, I started when I was about 18. So basically, I have thought that that was my reason for being here. The reason d'etre, right, is to be here, was to deliver messages from the spirit world and prove the afterlife, right? So my awakening during that time, I was in bed for 5 years, and then the second awakening at G6 last year to open the Atlantean connection, right, has sent me into this deep, profound, this is going to happen in the world, this is happening to humanity. And angel downloads, what in the Archangel Michael, literally? I never thought that you could just sit there and suddenly this energy, say this now, and then it starts happening. And my spirit guide, but they just put in a little teaser, don't they, to say, right, you don't believe her, this is going to happen. Like Juliana said, on the 20th of November, there'll be those floods, didn't they? When I first started doing this, and it happened. On 20th of November, there were the floods, catastrophic floods in the UK. So I'm working on this deep level. And when I look back to when I was writing Earthwalkers, when I was literally writing out the massive 5-hour dream download channel, whatever you want to call it, this whole book series has culminated from this one dream. And as you know, in Me, Myself and I wrote it in 3 months. It literally, and it takes a long time to write a fictional novel. Mine just went boom, it was done. And half the time I couldn't see, I couldn't pick up, I couldn't think. But I literally, that's the reason I know it's channel, because I just literally, they were telling me what to write, how to create the characters, what was going to happen to them. Then to say, right, don't forget, that's going to happen there. So put a teaser in here, do this, do that. Right? So in Earthwalkers, there are mediums that are created to help the happenings down here, right? Because the world is in crisis and there's war and God knows what kicking off. They create portal mediums. And these mediums were once normal mediums going to do their thing, you know, at spiritualist churches and going to do their dems and, you know, yay, I got your nan through, that's excellent. And that's all I lived for, was to prove to you that your spirit family were with you, but with evidence, right? That, just as an aside, what's that new title, evidential media, all about? What a load of bollocks. Everybody's supposed to be evidential, so I add that word on it. That is a real... That really pisses me off, that title. Oh yeah, I'm an evidential medium. Well, no, you should be anyway, mate. So you're a psychic medium, you're just a medium. You know, there's new energies coming in which are not grabbing the essence of what this is all about, and that's getting on my nerves a bit. But that's just another aside. As you know, I'm just jumping off and digressing to another thought and feeling that I've got, and then I'm going to jump back again. So these portal mediums have been collated, they've been collected, they've been chosen, if you like. I don't want to say I'm a chosen one because that sounds convoluted and bullshit. But at the end of the day, this is what I predicted 9 years ago. I didn't predict it. It's what they told me 9 years ago, right? And it's all in the Earthwalker series, right? So basically, there's portal mediums that are going to be opened out to the pulse of the universe, opened up to the celestial planes, opened up to other planetary places, right? And they are going to start talking, completely trusting it, and just saying exactly what they hear from a realm which is different from the spirit world. So rather than me talk to you and say, your nan says hello and she's got your cat up there, I am now doing, Archangel Ariel says there's going to be a volcano in the next couple of days, really significant. Do you know what I mean? It's a different type of channeling, different type of download. Whatever word you want to use, we are being established all around the world. Now, wonderfully, the pandemic was, they knew up there that was going to happen. They knew everybody was going to be locked down, all right? And that changed the whole culture of humanity forever, because we then started becoming completely dependent on what was online. And we reached each other through community and loneliness by watching online. And now, unfortunately, for the better, for the worse, the devil you know, we've now got this culture of having our noses stuck in our phones, watching online content. Now, the stuff that doesn't feed your soul is like, get a life. You really should be, you know, either feeding your soul with it or don't watch it at all. But I do love these news and views. Yeah, I will say that, don't worry. Thank you, Catherine. Oh, Catherine's here. I haven't heard from her for ages. She's lovely, Catherine. She's one of my guides, if you don't know. All right, I'll say it now. Right, so basically, the other thing I want to make completely crystal clear is that when I have got my ground-based opinions, like for instance, I just said, I don't like the new title that people call themselves evidential mediums, right? That's my personal opinion. The other stuff, if it comes to warfare and all the stuff that the angel realms bring down, is what I feel. It is my intuition and it is what I've been heard. It's not my personal opinion. So as soon as I start mentioning political leaders, you start getting, oh, you said this. Oh, you should not say that about people. You should do this. You should do that. I don't care about leaders and politicians. I don't care about any of it. I am telling you what I sense about it. Whole different ball game. Whole different ball game, okay? Let me give you a for instance. I work on a column in a magazine called Fate and Fortune, right? Take a break. And they give me cold cases. They're either weird legends, urban legends, or cold case murders or whatever. And I went, oh my God, no, because they sent me the Loch Ness Monster. What do you think about the Loch Ness Monster? I'm like, what a load of crap. It's just an absolute load of old rubbish, right? So I'm like, how am I going to get around this? Because I'm just totally on the button with this. There is no monster in the lake. It's absolute load of pants. It's just not going to happen, right? So I thought, do you know what though? I've got a responsibility to the readers of the magazine to go in and have a look. So I go up, and then I don't know what the source was, and I had this long word. I think it began with P, but it was a Latin word, right? And I'm like, well, I didn't know it was Latin at the time. So I just saw that, and then I saw 33, I'm sure it's 33, and that was it. And I know, right, so I came out of the link up meditation, whatever you want to call it, and I thought, right, I'm going to Google that. So what I'd done was I opened my eyes, wrote that one, then closed it, and it was like written on a whiteboard. Did the next one, next one. And so weird letters in front of it and all the rest of it. So I Googled it, and it's the Latin name for an old prehistoric creature that was a bit like a diplodocus, but underwater, with these huge, like, wow fins, right? Big, quite body, and then a really long neck and this little head. And I'm like, shut the front door. You got to be kidding me, right? So I'm like, right, okay. So I thought, I've got to go with it. So I put, there was a prehistoric animal that managed to survive and thrive in underchambers of the lake, which subsequently have been discovered. Thousands and thousands of underchambers of waters and caverns and caves that I didn't even know about till recently. And then I said, however, potentially the last one could have demised in 1933, because I saw 33 and went with it, 1933. And that was that. So my opinion was absolutely doesn't exist. Then I link up, and then I'm given a name of an animal that looks like the Loch Ness Monster that people have seen, in the 20s and 30s. I'm like, okay, so can you see the difference now? Okay, so please don't jump on my opinions on war. I don't know anything about it. I'm just told what they tell me. I've got no opinion on it. I've got no right to have an opinion. I'm here for you, channeling or being a conduit for other realms. But when I talk about stuff like evidential medium, that is my opinion. So you can shoot me down on that if you want. I don't care. I think it's a stupid title. We should be evidential no matter what. That's my say on it. It just brings out the skeptics. Oh, evidential. What's your evidence? No, evidence should be there straight away. You shouldn't have it in a title. I don't know why I'm such a bugbear on it, but I am. Okay. So these portal mediums, they are going to source and reporting back to humankind. Okay. Giving you the truth. Telling you the truth. And this is all part of the happenings. Now, 9 years ago, if you don't know the story, if you want to know the story, go and get the book. It's not a plug. You can do what you want. I don't care. You can buy it, or you could get the audio on my website, right? If you're interested, you haven't read it. They gave me a download, and it's all about the fact that the planet's in crisis. So the High Court up there say, what are we going to do? We're going to save it, or we're going to bin it, because Ariel's got the right hump, right, with Mother Gaia, and she just wants to smash the place to pieces because it's been abused so much. So the Omnipresence and the other planetary members of other, galaxies and whatever said, you know what, it's a good learning planet. It's a very base planet, but it's a good learning planet for humankind. So how about we wake the humans up and we give them some happenings, show them how close they are to the demise of their planet, and hopefully we can turn it around, right? That's the basis of it. And Metatron rewrites the scribes of the Akashic Records to change the laws of the universe. And they implement, I don't want to give too much away, some pretty incredible things, hybrids and all sorts of things, to create happenings which wake the planet and go, whoa, hang on a minute, we need to start thinking about this, okay? And in the process of this, they're waking people up through portal mediums. Now, I'm writing this thinking this is the best book, fictional book ever, right? And so I'm thinking, oh my God, it's going to be so good. And then it just lay dormant. So I let it lie. And then suddenly it came to fruition again in November last year, where I knew that I had to get it done. Now, the weird thing is that I sent it off to my editor, Denver Murphy, who is superb. He is so brilliant, and he just picks everything out of a book. But that means with the book being fiction, it involves a lot more editing, because you've got characters involved, timelines, strategy, parts of the journey that need to be polished, all the rest of it. It's not like a non-fiction book. The reason it's fiction is because I've created characters, because that lot said to me, you will write this as a story, but the undertones are spiritual fact. And incredibly, there are so many things that have already happened, and I make this clear at the beginning of the book. I make it clear at the beginning of the book. I wrote this 9 years ago, because people think, oh yeah, well that's already happened, that's already happened. Exactly, it's a book of prophecy. So that is my biggest priority when I get back to the UK, is to get the editing done, get back to Denver, work with him on certain things that need to be rewritten and polished up, and get that out. That is my biggest priority, because it really is me doing this in a book, but with a fantastic love story and lessons in humanity, and highlighting the beauty of indigo children. This is the first book. The second one is just a bit darker, but it's just magnificent. And I know that really it's spiritual fact, but it's going to be spiritual fantasy. That needs to get done like now. I thought I would have got that done whilst I was here, but then we had the angel cards and we had this and that, and it's just so much work. That is why I'm spreading the videos out, okay? Because I need to get this beauty out there. And I'm sure you'll agree when you read it. Everybody that's trial read it has just cried their eyes out and gone, my God, what the hell? Where did this come from? And even Denver said to me, I hate you. He said, you can write fiction as well as non-fiction. I said, kid you not, I did not write this. I just literally followed the flow of it. And a beautiful, again, you'll find this out if you read the book, if you're interested. I was helped by Elizabeth Bowen from the spirit world, who was a Victorian supernatural writer. Found that out as well. So it's pretty magical. One little shout out I want to do is for Mama Jo and for Ashley from Louisville in Kentucky, because you asked about meditation. And when I get a little trend, I either deal with it on here, but then I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a podcast. So I hope you enjoyed the podcast that covered all of your questions, darlings. The one I just want to bring up now, one of our tribe members emailed in. I don't know if people want me to say your name or not, let me know. But she emailed in saying, I just had this aura photograph done. This is my personal opinion. Just saying, right? So you can say what you want on this bit. And she said, I've just had this aura photograph done. You know, what do you think? Da, 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 da. And I said, I'm going to answer it in a video, to be fair. All I'm going to say is, your aura, there are hundreds of layers to your auric field, right? But it's too complex to go through them all, and boring, to be fair. It bores me. There's loads of complex onion layers of our soul auric field, right? For all different reasons. And let's just say we've got the main auric field that shows perhaps our emotional state, what's going on with our chakras and our kundalini line, okay? Which is like that snake-like essence that runs through the meridian points, whatever you want to call it. So let's just say if you're sitting quite calm and serene and you're having the photograph done, right, which is what I did once, just to trial it out. So sitting there all calm and serene. And then I said to the photographer, whilst it was developing and being created by a Microsoft program, that's my problem. Right? A Microsoft program creates the colour. I'm like, nah. So while I'm doing it, I just said to him, what happens now if someone went to me, boo, and my energy suddenly went, oh my God, have I got a fight or flight? What's happening? I said, will my auric field change? Oh, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm not being funny, but, you know, you said that you're going to give me a card that's going to tell me, you know, all about my chakras and auric field. I said, what if something then happens now and then you do a photograph? It's going to be completely different, isn't it? Oh, no, not really. I said, well, yeah, it is. So, because the emotional state of the body will move because all of the chakra points align to different organs, responses and systems within the physical body. They're kind of connected together. And like, you know, these portals, these chakra points are absorbing what they need to absorb and get rid of what they need to absorb to keep everything going in a line. So I said, so what happens if the alignment, right, suddenly gets a big shock to the system or something happens in 5 minutes time? I said, how many photographs do I need to get? And he couldn't answer me. He thought I was being arsey. And I did say to him, I'm not being arsey. I'm just saying, you know, how does it work? And he's going, well, you know, your emotional state doesn't affect the chakra points. I'm like, well, yeah, it does, really, doesn't it? So I said, it will do, surely. Because I said, because I can read auras and I can say, God, you're really stressed at the moment, but there's healing coming. I can see this. I used to love doing aura readings on people, physically seeing it with a bare eye. We can all do it. It's so simple. Let me just give you a quick lesson, right? So it's a bit hard here because you've got stuff in the background. Oh, God, have I got anything dodgy there? I didn't even think of the background. My little moo-moo. So all you need to do, get someone to stand on a white wall, like just a white wall, with no background that can put you off. Then you can practice it anywhere. Waiting rooms, buses. I think it's in my book, Rise and Fall. Right, and then what you do is you stare about a foot above the person's head. Do you remember those pictures in the 80s and 90s where you stared at them and then the picture came out looking at the dots or the weird squiggles? Can't remember what it's called, right? Just do that, just stare. Don't focus on it, just stare above. Right, weirdly enough, I can see I'm doing it this way. That's clever. Oh, good, I've got a lot of green, thank God. Right, so you'll see a glow emanating around the person, okay? And you will see the size of it, you know, the width of it, how high it is. And then the more you practice, you'll start seeing colour in it. And the colour will either speak to you of what's going on or you just relate to the chakra colours, the systems that are there. What's blocked, what you feel isn't. It's a lovely way to develop your ability working with auras. I do it in my workshops. Oh, I better mention that, better I? Yes, I better. I'll do that in a minute. So that is simply how you do an aura. So you just stare above the head of the person, the plant, the animal. You can read your animals, see what's going on with them. It's a really handy tool to acquire. Don't look at the person. Don't then start trying to focus your eyes on the auric field that you're sensing or seeing, because your left-hand side of your brain says, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? There's nothing there. And it will blink off. All right? It's the same with spirit people. Use your peripheral vision. Do not look directly at anything, because unless, like it was my dad, where I could, because your left-hand brain will analyse it and think there's nothing there to see. Let your right-hand side of the brain do the talking, okay? So that's how you do auras. Start practicing it. It's really simple. Just stare above your dog's head, your cat's head, and then you'll see the glow, and then there might be colours in it, and you'll think, oh God, are they all right? Do they need that? So I'm not really having it. I would prefer someone, and it's really easy, it's basic mediumship, it's basic psychic work, to sit opposite me and just go, okay, I can see your auric field, and make notes, go, there you go. I'm not too happy on the fact there is a photograph and an image created through a Microsoft program, and that's where I'm going to leave it, okay? So I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. You know, I could be wrong at the end of the day. We're all, nobody's wrong, nobody's right. We're just here to say what we feel, but that's what I feel on that. Last but not least, because I get so excited talking to you, I let things slip. And when I was doing an interview, and I'm doing another one with him coming up very shortly with Emilio Ortiz, right? He is an absolute darling. What a namaste or what. He is the most oldest, beautiful soul, and he's so young. Wonderful man. And I should say boy, really. I sound like right older folk. Oh, he's a lovely boy. He's a lovely boy. and we had the most wonderful time. And apparently, when I start talking on these interviews, I just let it flow. They kind of direct me what to say. They give me the subjects and I get on with it, and I talk for England, well, Wales, Scotland, Spain, pretty much the whole world, to be fair. They could give me one question and then I could just answer that for a day. Yes. So, and you're going, don't I know it? So apparently I did say that I was looking into starting retreats again, okay? And it's something that from my past, from before my accident, I absolutely adored them. To be in a bubble of like-minded people, in that energy where you are just got nothing to do with the world whatsoever. Most people turn their phones off and it's just you all together, developing, learning, laughing, embracing, recognizing, seeing each other's souls. It is the most blessed energy on the planet, being together as one. So again, it's another nudge, and God help me, you know, they've got to give me some more energy here. Do you know what I'm saying? I keep asking, don't ask me why I still have energy issues and still stuff, but compared to what I used to be, completely catatonic in bed and wheelchair bound, it's a bit of a bonus, to be fair. So I said to Darren, I've got another nudge. So what's the nudge this time? I said, it's for me to start retreats again. I want to be face to face with people and spend quality time 24/7 with a chosen eclectic bunch of people that wish to learn and from me, and I want to learn from them and embrace everything that goes on. Okay. So, and then I saw the moors, Dartmoor, for people across the pond. Dartmoor is the most ancient, most beautiful lump of land on the southwest of England, and it is moorland. It has magic circles, it has fairy circles, it has stone circles, like Stonehenge era. It holds the major Archangel Michael ley line that runs through it. It used to go through my old house, as you'll know from me, myself and I, right up to Glastonbury Tor. And upon those ley lines are the Archangel Raphael Church, the Archangel Michael Church. And there are rivers where you can cleanse yourself, your crystals. There are structures that absolutely feed your soul. I go up there. We normally go up there. If we've not got nothing else planned, we normally go up there on a Sunday for me to ground myself with earth, water and the elements. I adore the place. It makes me emotional. It is the most special place to me ever. And I know that's where Catherine most probably comes from now, actually reflecting on it. And so all these years I've said, I'm going to have a retreat here, I'm going to have a retreat here. There's certain places I've looked at and I've gone, I'm going to have a retreat here, right? So it slipped out. I was going to wait until I at least had a bloody venue, okay? As you'll know from my previous video, by the El Chorro Dam, I came up with the word BLISS. They are going to be called BLISS retreats because I can't think of anything else that can describe all of us being together. When I say all of us, I'm going to start very, very small, okay? Like 20 people exclusively, 20 people, possibly up to 30, because I need to know what I can handle. I don't want to get a load of people in. I don't want to deal with schedules. I don't want to deal with different mediums. I don't want to deal with paying different people. I can't handle that at the moment. I'm being so personal with you, right? I can't handle that at the moment. I've got too much going on. But again, I'm trusting what they're telling me to do. Like the very first time when my dad sent a sparrowhawk into my bedroom, and this again is in me, myself, and I said, you will move. And I'm like, holy shit, okay. And I just turned a tarot card and put my house up for sale. This is how much I trust them. This is how I live with them. This is how I thrive with them. And it's brought me to you. You are my life. You keep all my motivation going. You keep me going. So all of the hundreds, and God bless you for sending them messages and emails saying, you don't realise what you've done for me. You keep me going. You saved me through this time and I've had this loss and I've had that. You have got no clue what you're doing for me. What would I do without you? Anyway, see, I never knew this was all going to come out. It's totally organic. It's totally keeping it real. It's totally there with no bullshit titles. So literally, I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I just want I just want Darren there, and I want to bring some of my close friends and excellent mediums in as guest slots without schedules, without horror itineraries. You be there, you be there, you be there. Do you know what? And if it grows and it feels good and I think, yeah, then I will expand it. But, you know, I used to do hundreds of people at retreats. My maximum most probably be 100 people on a big scale, but I'm not feeling that at the moment. That is not in my auric field, man. Right. I want to be able to have a very stress-free, beautiful, exclusive, special experience with 20 people at the moment. That was my limit, with a possibility of going up to 30. Okay. Problem is that I might be a bit naive in the amount these places are charging, right? So we've just gone, between you and me and the whole world that's going to watch this, we've just gone to like places in Dartmoor and it's eye-watering. One of them come back with 40 grand. What the fluff? I'm like, no, this can't be right. So this is the whole essence of what I want to say. And I know I've gone on and on, but hey, you know, you're sitting with a cup of tea, hopefully, just chilling out, listening. So really, it's your meditation time. We still haven't found the right venue. There is a venue that I adore, that I visit very regularly. It's quite basic. It's not all posh. And I'm in talks with them. And there's another place I'm in talks with as well, which is a bit more, a bit posh. And they seem to give me some sort of reasonable fee. But at the moment, you know, back in the day, it was really quite cheap, me running my retreats. Nowadays, it's like, what in the holy fluff is going on? So bear with me. They will be happening when the retreat is ready and I've got everything ready that I need to get done and we've secured the venues. I will be putting out a letter. This is synchronized to the newsletter Subscribe Tribe, okay, and to the VIP. You know, people have joined the newsletter for pre-dibs on every event and everything that takes place. All you got to do is go to my website, you haven't done it, and literally you'll see a box and it says subscribe to my newsletter and that's it, you're in. Okay, there's no fee, there's no nothing, just in. And so there'll be a synchronized, you'll get 24 hours before it goes public to see if you want to come to anything that I'm going to arrange, basically, okay? And that goes out in the newsletter and obviously the VIP tribe members. So up to you what you want to do. Because people, oh, God bless you, it amazes me, right? Because I literally let it slip and then we got hundreds of emails. I want to put a deposit down. I want to come to Nikki's retreat. Don't know where it is, what I'm doing. And they're like, I want to come. But there will be all different themes. So there'll be angel themes, right? So there'll be weekend of angels. There'll be a weekend of spiritual development. There'll be a weekend of healing, perhaps. I don't know. I have to wait for it to come from source. I do know at the moment, though, that one will be spiritual development, psychic development, okay, or mediumship. Or both, and then separately, and then definitely angels. I feel that I'll be doing the angel one first, living with angels. Okay, that's the one I feel is right for this time in this environment that humanity need and what you need. So that's that. So going on to VIP members, thank you for your poll. I just want to say I sent out a poll about, you know, what you want me to do about live streams. Thank you for being so understanding. I will be catching up on the live streams when I get back, but I hope that me explaining everything that's going on and having to deal with a chronic condition, it's bloody hard. That is why I can't understand. They keep bringing all these opportunities to me, right? And I'm like, well, can you give me my energy back then? I'm doing everything I possibly can. I just don't get it. It's really weird. But it's not for me to keep questioning why. I just trust the process and I assume that they know I can handle it. So with that in mind, I'm going to break off now because we've got to start getting packed. We've got like a 2-3 day journey going back. So we've got to take it really, really easy now. So I will sign off as this is my sort of live video. And then I've got videos that are scheduled and then we'll be back on track week after next. I can hear Darren downstairs. He's mostly finishing his meeting with Fred. He is currently having a meeting downstairs concerning the final touches to his website. Hallelujah. We did promise you, as soon as he got back to the UK, there'll be a website up and running that you can peruse his whole shop, okay, and buy what you want, because it's been a nightmare, because again, organically, it came up, but it didn't suit, you know. Organically, he's trying to start this new business because he's shutting down the garage, and then we're going away for 3 months, and this was booked a year ago, so everything's like, oh my God. So, you know, it's really stressing, bless his heart, saying I'm not giving the customers proper, and I'm like, look, they understand, they're spiritual, you've got to get used to that, okay? They're not the normal people that go, why is this here? Why is it taking so long, right? The website will be up and running, and again, comments below if you like, but I have, well, he has sourced them, and I've said, oh, hell yes. He has sourced bamboo water bottles, right, with an interchangeable crystal inlet that infuses the water. So do you know you used to have the old ones, but you just literally bought a rose quartz one, or an amethyst one, or a citrine one? He went, oh, is this any good? And I went, oh, Darren, you're so naive. I love you. I'm like, shit, I want one. Every time he orders something, I go, I want one, right? So he's going to be getting these bamboo. So it's all beautifully organic, and it comes from this wonderful raw material place. Bamboo water bottles, right? It is glass, so that's the only thing. They're fragile, but they have to be, because they won't use plastics. Even recyclable ones. This company is not having it. And you can change it. So you think, what does my energy need today? You either ask your intuition or whatever you need to do. I'm going to have an amethyst. And you put the thing inside it, and the amethyst infuses the water. Oh my God. Oh, you can put a rose quartz in. Oh, I fancy a bit of energy. Fancy a bit of vibrancy in my solar plexus. I'm going to have some citrine. And sacral chakra, but still my beating heart. There is some really good stuff coming. So I'm not going to apologise for the fact that I will be doing the fifth dimension videos with him to help him, because I want you to understand this is how this helps you, and there it is for you, rather than this helps you and try and find it online somewhere. So that's what he's doing. I can hear him down there. So it's so exciting, because he's just doing the final throes of it. So without further ado, my darlings, have the best time ever. Be the best you can be. If you're suffering, if you're going through loss, which again, I get many emails about, or Lorraine does, then I just send my love and strength out to you. With that said, please send me strength next week, because I've got to go back to the house, and I've decided, my friends have asked what I want to do with Teddy's stuff, because as you know, he passed the day before we come here, and I've said no, leave it there. I need to do a bit of a final closure on that. So perhaps Thursday next week, if you could send some love up, I'd really appreciate it, because I've got to face his bed and his bowl and all that stuff. She's going to be great. So why am I so bloody transparent? Why can't I just be a bit stronger now and then? So with that in mind, thank you for your support and love, because it means more than you could ever possibly imagine. Trust me on that. We support each other. That's the fact, that's the truth, and that is my personal opinion. Until the next time, my darlings, I love you so much. I'll speak to you again very soon.